And we're recording. Awesome.
Hey,
If you can introduce yourself and say what you do in your projects, and you can say them all or just say a few, up to you.
sure. I'm Larry Wang. I'm vocalist for Gorepot, Fat Show's Romp, Lesbian, Trippin' Squirt. Well, I mean, I do a lot of things for these bands too, but like I'm mainly the guy for vocals, and I do bass for Ex Mega Colony, and I did deathcore way back in the day, which is like early deathcore, like Animosity style. That was like from '08 to 2012 ish. Oh yeah, Copper Cephalic. I was the vocalist for Copper Cephalic.
All
And
right,
I
I agree.
do,
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
and I do like I don't. I was on Analepsy, Cranium albums as guest vocals.
Hell yeah. I greatly appreciate you doing this.
Sure.
My first question for you is, what inspired you to do like music in a whole?
Uh, like I started when I was a kid. I had a dream that I was playing on stage because I was into like the old Metallicas and stuff. So like I've wanted to do something, but then like I feel like that's not the right music I want to do. So one day I heard it was '99. I heard Dying Fetus. Can't go back. I've been trying other stuff like thrash metal or whatever. I kind of like them, but like when I heard Slam, it was like it's it hits a spot. So yeah, and I realized Slam doesn't have like that much structure in the world. So yeah, I feel like I want to fill in.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I feel like Slam as a whole does not get the proper respect it gets,
Right, 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 right.
and
And
like
I
nowadays,
think a lot.
Slam is one of those childs of deathcore that is actually blossoming.
Right. I mean, like I think first of all, like a lot of people care about the music only and not the aesthetics, and I think that's really important to attract kids because right now they have like way too much media. So in order to attract these people, you must at least look good on the albums or whatever performances or the sound.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure. Go ahead.
and the whole scene is very independent. So like a lot of people should focus on different areas. But a lot of like musicians wants to focus on their own instruments and not as the scene as a whole.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I think for like a lot of the scene, like early, like I would say, like you guys waking the cadaver were hitting that stride.
Uh,
Like a lot of people considered like you guys deathcore, but no, you guys were slam.
right. Well, there's a fine line. I mean, vocals wise, you have to and occasionally some, but then like a lot of people are confused. They think it's just noise. So like I don't blame them.
Oh yeah. So if you want to explain how'd you like start Gory Pot or any of your projects, how'd you guys came to be, and like how'd you like where'd you end up and everything?
Right. So like back then when I was in the deathcore band, we've been touring a lot, like going overseas or whatever, doing like week long tours in China, Korea, whatever or whatnot. So like I feel like there's an urge that I want to, raise awareness of slam because like essentially what they're writing, it's the same thing as slam. And I told them, I said, hey, lay off with the the screams or whatever. Just go with the gutturals. And the vocals were like they were so brainwashed by the mainstream media. I mean, they still are. So like these people, like fast forward, they're doing deathcore, then they're doing gen, then now they're going back to death new metal, and they're doing like a lot of trap and hip hop. I mean, that's like you have no belief in your own system. They've been telling people, hey, they're musicians, they believe in what they're doing, but like I feel like why don't you like you know pick a genre that you really really love, so you wouldn't like cheat on your own like the genre you claim you love.
Oh yeah.
So and I was really into pop back then, and then I am into horror movies. And it was my first band, and I really want to bust out an album really quick, and no experiences whatsoever. So I just bought a recording interface and just did everything in my room on a laptop.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah, yeah, that was like, yeah. And I didn't know how to properly do gutturals because I'd never seen a slam show live. So like had to like imitate like to figure out like how it sounds like the sound I like. And just went from there. And I just like, like every time I went back and listened to my old stuff, I hated it. And I
Oh
want to
wow.
get yeah,
Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, and then like been wanting to improve like for a long time. It's been like 15 years or so. So that's where I am now. And I'm 43, so like all that, ADHD stuff is slowing down. So I'm going for the, the chuggier slam, like the fits more of my age. Old people music.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. Like I definitely like when I hear your vocals, they're like top tier, like compared to some of the other slams.
All right. Because like back in the day, I don't know if you heard of this Chinese band called Regicide.
Go ahead. You're good.
Regicide. So like I met the vocals in China, and dude, because they was like, and every like vowel, like twists and turns, you a little twist. So you go from you have that little twist. So I'm like, dude, how the fuck you do that? Like, who are your inspirations? And he told me Christ Denied. And I didn't know. Like, I heard a little bit of Christ Denied. I didn't know they have that. So I'm like, dude, okay, I got to make this extreme. So like the way they write their music is genius. But then like the second album sucks, but that first one is classic. And I really want to, like beat it in a way, but in like a more of a friendly way. Musically, I want to beat it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely different. Like how you see like the slam scene, like all over the world, has its own unique taste.
Right, 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 right.
Like the U.S., like you said, listens has that hip hop intake now.
Yeah,
Like Feeling
yeah,
Flesh has that hip hop intake,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's definitely unique. Like Guttural Slug was doing something different back in the day.
For sure, for sure, for sure. I mean, for me, I don't listen to hip hop. I play bass, so I do a lot of like tempos and rhythms and grooves. So I try to bring that into albums, and I like because going to a lot of shows like Cryptopsy, like 99 or Demon Borgir or whatever, like Cradle of Filth, and I realized like the grooves live, just you can't top that.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely like a little different more days now than it has. Like, I feel like I said, Slam's just getting more traction with how, like, for example, the Feeling Flesh Snuffed on Sight tour in the U.S. that sold out, and you would have thought that back in the day.
Right, 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 right. Well, I mean, they kind of like implemented this beat down, like they used to be a beat down band, Strangled, one. So they have this beat down, like because like hardcore music as a whole has been promoting way longer than slam. So like
Oh yeah,
them incorporating this mentality, they're used to this sound. So that you see all these kids, kicking around like doing two steps or whatever. It's like the disco or the party
I,
scene.
I definitely like how you guys have like anime influence as well into your guys' stuff.
For sure, for sure.
And if you want to explain how like you guys take influences from like somewhat anime into your artwork and stuff like that.
I'm a late bloomer in anime. I mean, I've always grew up reading comics. I'm 43, so we don't have like TV or whatever. We have like oil lights and carriages with horses. No, it's a joke. We don't have that. We have, but then like back then, like I just read comics, so I'm like, okay, well, it seems like it's coming back, and I wanted to create unique artwork, but I realized because from doing Fat Tub of Lard, I need to leverage the sales, otherwise I can't keep going. So if I just go for the like the super unique art, nobody gets it. So like so this is also something I'm trying. Like this is the lesbian trip and squirt art.
Okay.
It's Yeah, it's an original. I had someone watercolor paint it with the tattoo ink. So like, yeah, I want to like art wise, music wise, I want to be different. I want to start something different. So like, anime is something that I think Guro art. Do you know Guro art?
Yeah.
Means gore anime is very underrated, and I've been a fan for a long, 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 long time. So I figured, okay, why not? And then the artwork is done by this Chinese girl actually, and she does like just mangas, like comic strips or whatever online. And then she does this gore thingy for the side project. So I'm like, okay, well, at least her perspective and things are different than mainstream anime. So that's why I went.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I love the darker side of anime. Like it's just a lot more darker and more brutal and just
Right,
more nastier.
right. I mean, even thinking of like if I'm a movie director, I'll probably do like you know uh, chick flicks, but like on the macabre side.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with you there. Like it's definitely different like seeing like how it's just like you see a lot more music videos incorporated with anime now, how like anime hit that stream now.
Right. I mean, for us, we grew up with anime, so it's like it's not like a trend thing for us. It's more like okay, it's in our blood.
I gotta move again. But
All
like
good.
I feel like in general, like it's just music as a whole anymore. It's just I'm just gonna stay over here in this corner and no one's gonna mess with me.
How are the people in Walmart now? Are they funny? Do you see Nick Beard?
Believe it or not, you probably heard of the memes, the guys from Walmart that wore
Right,
like
right,
deathcore and death metal merch.
right.
I was the one of the guys who was sitting on dirt.
Oh shit! Okay. Oh, you're the meme master. Oh, that's sick.
And like legitly, like my boss and me were talking about it the other day. She was all like, "This, you wear some obscure, crazy shirts." I was like, "Eh,
You know this guy on Instagram called Gore Gringo?
I do not."
Okay, he works at Walmart in L.A. and he does the same.
That's definitely dope. But
Yeah.
so like, uh, I know you guys don't tour as much in the states, but are you guys wanting to come back to the states or not?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because of the I don't know if you heard of Warm Rot. So like me and did like a short, like I did four shows with Copper Cephalic and Mega Colony at Las Vegas Death Fest and yeah, I forgot two times Las Vegas Death Fest, three times. Okay. So anyway, so like later on, like the customs are insane. So Warm Rot, we brought 7 suitcases. So we were blocked in Canada because we had to transit in Canada. And so in Canada, they have the U.S. customs. They're like, you can't get in because you have like 7 luggages of merch. And we're like, yeah, well, we're playing music. So yeah, leave. Hello. I think you froze. Oh,
Oh, no, I'm still here.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
So like, they're like, yeah, you guys can't get in. So they had, I was working somewhere else. So I had to catch up like later. So the guys were like, oh no, we got deported. I said, go to the red channel. Finally, they made it. But Warm Rot wasn't so lucky. They got deported as soon as they landed in the States because they had no visa. So like working in the States, you need like strict visas. And I think for O1 visa, it's a technical visa. You need 8 grand to apply for it. 8 grand.
That's a
So I know,
lot.
yeah, it is. I know Within Destruction paid 8 grand each person, so that's like three three person, including the tour manager. So they have to do like month-long tours to make the money back. And
Oh
it's only
yeah,
about 3 years.
oh yeah, it's definitely seen like within destruction how they're taking because they were slim in the beginning. Now they're going a different way with it.
Well, like I know they had their album on Nemesis, And then that sounded like like black metal ish influence slam, but not really slam. And I know like their name came from as I like dying, and the guitarist actually lives in Taiwan. And then what he said, and I quote, "Nobody likes slam in the band."
Huh.
And I was
But
like, dude, then why are you like trying to purposely like provocate the whole scene? Like and then like, oh, Sam Police or whatever. And they're like, yeah, well, we're just here, and then we're gonna do a Bring Me the Horizon bull crap. I'm like, yeah, just stop confusing people. Like kind of like Slam Worldwide, people are confused as hell now.
oh yeah, I was I because I'm part of that group,
Right,
Slam
right,
Worldwide,
right, right.
and I made a post about like this. It would be an honor to work with the guy who does Slam Worldwide,
Okay, yeah, Joseph.
and he was all like a lot of people were like, oh, he's just a solo guy. I was all like this, but if I'm focusing on the slam kind of scene.
Right, right,
It's like I told a lot of my friends and a lot of the people I interview now, like I'm only focusing on slam. I'm not trying to get that deathcore anymore. Because let's be real, deathcore vocalists or anybody in a deathcore band anymore has an ego.
right, 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 right. You lift
So
it up so.
yeah, because of Lorna Shore. Like as soon as Lorna got posted up, everybody's like, "Oh, I have this ego now." It's just like, no, it didn't.
They either kill their wives in the end or like beat up the band members.
Oh, 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 no. I'm not gonna say any names with that one.
I can't. I can't. I'm on the other side. We don't have this law. Yeah. Whatever I'm seeing, like even in Taiwan, in where I am, like they have all these ego, and it's so freaking annoying. And they
Oh
just
yeah.
try so hard to be Lorna Shore, like everybody. Oh, look at Hellfire. Oh, look at CJ and his fucking like porno like Predator vocal. Like, oh, look at that, that's so unique, dude. Like, come on. If you really truly like something, you figure out the roots of it, right? That's what we're trying to promote.
Oh yeah. Like I was talking to a lot of my friends about it. Like one of my friends, Chris, he's a big CJ McCurry fan, and I told him, you realize, like, yeah, his vocals are really good, but the person isn't.
Right, 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 right,
I was like, if you notice, there's only three people in that band. They don't have a drummer.
right, right, right. They just hire like session drummers or whatever.
Yeah, and it's just anymore. I just feel like deathcore is just, yeah, it's done its due, but like a lot of these old ones aren't getting the proper respect they deserve.
Right. I mean, like if you look at Suicide Silence, like the drop is huge. Like once Mitch is gone, like nobody gives a shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like when Mitch went away, God rest his soul, it
Yeah.
changed the music scene.
Right. We played with him back in '08 in China, so he was
Uh,
still alive. I get to see him. It was all right, but like I don't know if it was the sound or if it was him. Like the vocals suck balls. Like I didn't like it.
I never knew that. Like
Like it was
I
surprised. I was expecting more.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I grew up. I'm only 29, gonna be 30 next year.
Oh damn. Okay.
So like when I talk, like I like talking to the older generation about like how like deathcore came to be and like everything, and like everybody, like a lot of my friends are like, "Oh, you should get deathcore." And I'm like, "This, you guys realize like as much as I would love to get more deathcore on the show, it can't happen because now you have to go through channel after channel after channel for them." I said this
Right.
slam is one of those scenes that actually cares about like hearing the
Right.
backstories.
Dude, like the freaking management groups, and they want like this money, that money, or like scheduled booking, whatever. We can't just wing it.
And it's absolutely insane.
Right. Like believe it or not, like when I was studying in San Francisco, because I studied at university back in San Francisco in '99 to '05. So I later on did like electrical work, like construction contractor work afterwards. So like during that time, like I was skateboarding with this one guy. His name is Frank, and I didn't know. And then he was playing ESPN and opening up for Death Angel. I'm like, what the? Who the hell are you? So it turns out his band got signed to black market records or activities. That's like Bay Area record label, and they blew up. The band is called Animosity.
Wow.
Animosity, yes. So I know like two guys from Animosity. I know the name. I know the name. They were like old time hardcore playing at ESPN, whatever. And then like all of a sudden, they are deathcore on indie merch. They're promoted as deathcore. So they're like one of the first ever like deathcore bands on the planet, I would say.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Like I want to say, like Despise Icon was one of the very first deathcore bands.
Okay, okay. Are they prior to Animosity or latter?
I think Despise Icon came out in 2002.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Okay, then they're for sure the first. Oh, wait. Animosity was 2000.
So they were 2 years apart.
Right, but they didn't have records, so that's the thing. Because I know them personally, so I know they started that whole thing way back in the day.
Yeah, like anymore, like it's just crazy to see how much music has evolved over the years and how much like audio and studio quality has changed over the years as well.
Yeah, it's insane. Have you checked Rate My Music? This
Yeah,
website called. Oh, dude, have you checked the genres on that site?
I have not, but I need to.
Oh, there's a thing called avant-garde grindcore, like abstract grindcore. Yes, that's a thing, and there's like at least 20 bands that's involved in this. Yeah,
Never would have
like
thought that.
with the blast beats and everything, it sounds very abstract. It's not the brutal like grindcore anymore.
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, and
Oh
there's a
yeah.
lot of, and I'm pretty blown away.
There's the band I see as like I like the most out of grindcore. I want to say is See You Next Tuesday,
CUNT. Okay, that's smart. I haven't heard that one.
and
Wait,
they're absolutely funny.
the this German band, Excrematory Grindfuckers. How do you grindcore? And they just do country road and grindcore style.
Huh.
Yeah.
That,
Then Fuck I'm Dead from Australia. Oh, dude, Death Grind. So
oh, that's
good.
definitely intense. I never thought of that.
Yeah, yeah. Rate My Music. Check it out. It's crazy. They have like what was it like 8-bit hip hop or whatever. It's a
There's
weird mix.
a website called you. I think if you go on Google and type in Metal Encyclopedia,
Okay, yeah. Metal Archives or Metal.
yeah, Metal Archives. That guy is insane. How many freaking bands he could put under? Like he has so much knowledge of every single band.
Oh, the guy running the website.
Yeah, like
Oh,
he has to be up for hours just writing all that stuff.
it's he reminds me of that Japanese guy. Do you know that guy who wrote about brutal death metal?
Yeah.
There's two guys. There's one writing about grindcore, gold grind, and there's another guy that wrote about brutal death metal. These guys are nuts. The guy actually runs tours for pop punk bands, and out of
Wow.
the blue, he writes about brutal death metal and like really in depth stuff, like insanely in depth. And it's all in Japanese. I want to do like English versions of it.
Oh yeah, like my goal is eventually like I'm gonna start a YouTube channel because everybody wants to. I'm gonna start the Slam channel again, so like
Oh, sick.
and like it might be a little competition with Slam Worldwide, but mine will actually be Slam,
Right, for sure.
and it's just how it
I'm
is.
so excited. I mean, if you're like in Iowa, maybe if we do a tour, we can do like live, live interviews or live interactions with whatever with the bands.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The only reason I continued on Skype is like I was doing like Instagram live,
Okay, okay.
and there's no way to download the video from Instagram live, believe it or not.
Oh, once you do the live, you got to post it. After you post it, you have the video. If you don't post it, it's gone.
Okay, see that I did not know that. Huh.
If you post it, then you archive it later on. Then you have the video in your hidden archive area.
And like I was telling someone like the craziest, one of the craziest interviews I did is with Paul from Cannibal Corpse.
Okay, okay, okay.
And you know how that could go nuts because people love Cannibal Corpse.
Right, 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 right. Yes, it
And I was
attraction.
just like I was telling a lot of people, it's just like I just had to change it because some of my people I interview like privacy
Uh,
and they don't want to be like seeing like this. Oh, what it's this guy. Ask a bunch of questions. And like I remember one time I was interviewing someone and someone's like, did you know kangaroo had 3 vaginas? I was like, what? And the guy was like this. The fuck am I reading?
that is sick. Wombats shit a cubic poop.
What?
Yeah, yeah. It's weird.
That is very weird.
It's all square, and they torque their enemies to death.
I know you run a tattoo shop too, don't you?
But no, I actually work for I used to work for a German tattoo machine company for like 12 years, and I quit, and I went to a Chinese machine company now.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
Are
like
you
we
guys?
sponsor
Go
a
ahead.
lot of yeah, we sponsor a lot of artists. We bring them to tattoo conventions and stuff.
Hell yeah. I know. Are you guys working on new music for any of your bands? Are you guys working on
Oh
anything?
yeah. So I've always wanted to do this, so I did like a 2 CD Gorepot thingy. So this is all like still in the works. So, but like for festivals rump wise, the 2 albums will be releasing. One is done this month, and then one is going to be released in January. So it's like I wanted to do two in a year, but then like the labels couldn't match the time because I want to confuse people. Like, what the hell?
That's
I
dope
want to,
as fuck.
yeah. And then I did that 6 EP drop with the Lesbian Trippin' Squirt. I'm gonna do one more album next year, and then
Hell yeah.
I'm another crazy thing I want to do with Gorepot. Well, Gorepot, I'm gonna do 2 albums under the same label, Brutal Mind and Fat Lard, and then I'm gonna do 100 songs on Spotify, 100 singles.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That,
I'm on my 15th song now, so I have 10 times more work to do.
oh yeah. Like your guys' merch is absolutely insane. I just want to say that.
Well, like it's weird. Like nobody gives a shit. Like for the past 10 years, 10 or 15 years, and all of a sudden that people talk shit about my merch started using the same like logos and stuff.
Huh.
So like a lot of rappers in Taiwan, they didn't really care, and I know them in person because I used to go to a lot of festivals and stuff. And then they're like, "Yeah, I don't care. Why would you want your logo unreadable or whatever? Like same blah 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 whatever." And then all of a sudden, I see them using the same like style of logos. I said, "Did you use my my logo as a reference to do your own logos?" Turns out like Ken Carson when he wore our stuff or Playboy Cardi, like people went nuts. They were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's hip hop." They didn't know like they get their inspirations from us. So it's
Wow.
like it's a weird thing because I know these guys are into Ken Carson and Playboy Cardi because the music sounds exactly the same. And I ask him about it. I'm like, "Do you like Ken Carson?" He's like, "Yeah, hell's yeah." I'm like, "Look, he's wearing our shirt." He's like, "Oh, oops, I ripped up your logo by accident."
Hmm.
Well, that's kind of like the mentality I want to, the influence I want to have in the world is like sort of like Tim Burton esque. Tim Burton is mainstream, but he always does this like subculturally like not like first tier kind of thing, and people go nuts for it. It builds people from when they're kids, and then they slowly build up to metal, punk, or goth. And I appreciate that, and I want to have the same influence. So I'm trying to get into like way bigger stages. Like we did two dates in China like last month. And then I know what they're saying in the world about China. Oh, people get locked up, concentration camps or whatever. No, There was a freaking hardcore pit where kids are kicking kids around.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to show my ass. They made it clear I wasn't allowed to show my ass. So I just told a bunch of like dirty jokes, and some people hated it, some people loved it, and I know the people who hated it are eventually gonna like it later on.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the way I look at it is like the artwork we aspire to have is nasty for a reason. Like I think I use Audic Goldfinger. I'm pretty sure you heard of Audic.
Audic? No, I'm not sure what it is. What is it?
So he's from Indonesia, I believe, and he's my artist. That's where my logo comes from.
Oh, sick. Oh, Aziz, Aziz, or
Andik.
oh, Andik. Oh, okay, yeah. Goldfinger.
Yep.
Or yeah, he's sick. Oh, sick choice. Yeah, I love his work.
Because like the way me and him started working together is like I seen his work one day and I was like I need a new revamp my logo because I was like I'm tired of this basic one I've had for a long time. And I
Right.
messaged him. He was all like this, just give me a price, brother, and I'll take care of it. And I was all like this. I gave him that, and he was all like, "This is what I came up with." I was like, "Oh,
Dude, no, the logo's way sick, man. Oh my god, I'm blown away, and the artwork too. Jesus, who did? He also did the artwork.
yep."
Damn. Oh man.
I'm working with you probably heard of them, Gory Hog merch.
Gorhog, yeah. Gorhog, yeah. The the
Uh,
the
he-
the Napoli.
yeah, he's doing my shirt.
Oh, sick. Yeah, man. Like he's an old school like metalhead, like grind or death metal. And then the way he started, he actually wholesale from me. When he first started out, he was like, Larry, let me buy a bunch of Fat Top Large stuff. And then so I'm like, dude, you gotta split it up instead of like dropping the prices lower than mine, which he later didn't do. He's a pretty cool guy. And later on, he was like, yeah, he started doing his own thing, and I appreciate it. Separate the market, you know. I think he did hentai Holocaust as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, sick choice.
Oh yeah, like I would like like I've been telling a lot of my buddies. I just been like they're like, how'd you get your merch on a website like that? I was all like this. You realize when you look at my stuff, it's pretty much a slam thing.
Right. Yeah, for
I was
sure.
like,
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna hit mainstreaming like this. I'm gonna go on indie merch. No, no.
Well, I would say I don't know if you know because I've been studying a lot about like media channels because I work in the tattoo industry and it's the same thing. They have like so like do you know Ink magazine?
Yeah.
Ink magazine. So it's like I know the owner and because we work together and stuff. So what they do is they sold their company to this what was it, Vogue or GQ guy. You can look on LinkedIn. I forgot who it was. So the guy actually went in and used all his channels from before. So they boost everything up. So Ink magazine started having Lady Gaga or Meg Ryan or whatever, like all these musicians on the covers to reach out to branch out. So like if you look at tattoos as a whole, like it used to be slam-ish. You know, like people were like, yeah, well, this shitty tattoo means culture or whatever. For me, it's different. I want to use modern technology to redefine the old sounds. That's why who's that guy? Punk Rock MBA. Like he was saying, it feels like 2000 slam, like the stuff I do because that's where I grew up. You know, my prime years.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
So if
go
you
ahead.
go to the right channels, promoting your content to the right channels, you're able to branch out to a lot more people. This is my thing. I don't know if you saw Fatuous Rump, the three pictures on top. It was a music festival, so it was all like post rock, you know, soft rock and love songs or whatever. So they arranged us at a free stage, and then the free stage is overlooking at by the train station. So there's a lot of Indonesians, foreign workers, locals, mom and dads, kids, you know, like Walmart esque, general public. So we started playing. There was like all these punk bands that played. Nobody stood around. When we started playing, it was packed. There was like at least 3,000 people. It was free. So like I felt like it was an opportunity to, let them have a taste of what this is. Eventually they'll start looking for it. If you reach 10% of this, then you can branch out. So this is how my mind works. You need to get your content exposed.
Oh yeah, like for a while there, like I was telling everybody, I was just getting shy and everything, and they're like, "You don't got to be shy." They're like, "This, you're doing a big thing. You got to
Yeah,
put yourself out there." And I was all
yeah,
like, "This." That's what I made a status saying thank you to all the people I interviewed and everything because you always want to appreciate everybody who you have because if you don't,
right.
it's sign. And so like then I made a status the other day. I said, "Come in 2025, Wild Man
Uh,
Podcast will be on YouTube."
oh
And
hell's
they're
yeah.
like, it's gonna get
Also,
nuts.
also do shorts, for sure. Shorts like highlights of each interview. I think that'll be sick.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't think I have any more questions for you, sir.
Okay. Anything like you want to know about my life or like? Well, on the side, I was an engineer for 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so I stationed over at Raleigh, North Carolina for 2 months, and then we have per diems. Like per diems for every day, like $40 per day for food. So I just went to Taco Bell and eat like the shittiest food and then get tattooed.
There you go. That's actually pretty cool.
So I would actually play slam shows when I was in IBM. I'll be like, okay, I have my days off, fly to America, play Vegas Death Fest, and then like have this withdrawal symptom, like just by myself. I don't have friends to share with. I don't have anything. And the kids that wanted to do slam back in the day that were 18, they're like 33 now. Back then, when they're 18, they like deathcore, but they want to be different. So I'm like, dude, love slam is what it is. Don't like something that you think you could be unique just by latching on to something they never heard of, just to be unique. Actually, love it and branch out of it.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then that type of lot wise, for me, because a lot of shirts are gone. Like you can only buy Gato Security shirts for like what $500 because they're
yeah.
sold out. I want to get deals so I can wear them. That was the initial like impulse. So I started out with snapbacks. So I got condemned for my first license. So I just started moving on because there was no snapbacks back then. So I started doing that. But then like I feel like I need to do more because like all these merch are missing. So
Oh
you
yeah.
can also find Fatua's Rump shirts on grailed.com. I don't know if you know this website. So it's like if you're into Nike or all these expensive like collectibles, go on there and just type in Ken Carson or Fatua's Rump. You see our shirts being sold for like $400.
Yeah. It's just insane seeing how much like merch has gone up. Like me and Audic were talking about it. The Wake Cadaver PBR shirt. He said, "I guarantee you that in a couple of years it's gonna be like a $300 shirt."
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Oh, and also like, do you know throughout the history, like for example, we reached 90 years old. We're all dead. Like if we're dead, what's left in this world? Look at so for example, like look at 100 years before. You have Picasso, Andy Warhol, or whatever. Within the 100 years, they're dead. But how come their merch are still doing business? So this is something I want to sustain the whole scene. So like if I move on, like the slam is still moved on, to the next generations.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. So this is why I do merch. At least there's something that's rotating around, the markets or whatever. So in
Oh,
the end, maybe if we're lucky, maybe if I reach 60, there's like a slam comeback where everybody wears like, development shirts like Nirvana shirts.
that'd be dope.
Yeah. But then I also thought about this. If we grew up in the scene, for example, we're in Indonesia where everybody's wearing metal shirts in the world in the streets. Maybe we fall in love with love songs. I don't know because we want to be, we're extremists.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just definitely a thing to think about. It's definitely this like merch is so expensive. Like the old MySpace days, you can't even find half those shirts, and if you do, you're paying an arm and a leg for it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to do mail orders with dying fetus, and I
Yeah.
didn't realize that the shirt I ordered way back in the day is sold for like $400 now. Yeah, it's the
Wow.
same, but I sold it. It was too small. I got fat. Can I say fat face now or no?
You can go for it.
Okay.
This is a pretty much the way I look at this podcast is so this is dedicated to my dad.
To
That's
which
where the
one?
wild
Okay.
that's where the wild man comes from. It's based off my dad's nickname growing up. His
Okay.
favorite word was he used to say fuck anytime, anywhere.
That is sick. So even like when you're still like in the womb, so he said fuck, you grew up saying, the first word frack.
So like I didn't know my dad from like when I was a baby all the way till I was 16.
Oh damn, what happened?
My mom, my dad was just a big time party animal. My dad
Okay.
lived the whole model sex, drugs, rock and roll.
Okay, okay.
And my mom's like, I don't think that's going to be appropriate for a baby to be born around.
Okay,
And
okay.
when I was 16, my mom found out my dad was dying. My dad drank himself pretty much until his liver was failing.
Jesus, okay.
And so like when I met him, his favorite word was still fuck, 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 fuck. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
So you bonded at 16 with your dad?
Yeah, my dad was an old school metalhead, like in Metallica, Guns N' Roses, all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's sick.
And his favorite saying when he would start the car is like this, and I wanna have someone I'm gonna talk to Jack, the old vocalist of Cranium.
Uh
I'm gonna have him like my dad's old saying when he started the car, he would hit the steering wheel and like you would hear do do do, and he'd be like, "Let's rock and roll." I'm gonna have Jack do the like go to roll like the mean stuff.
Oh, that's sick. Oh, great. Oh, by the way, we might do a couple of days with Cranium next year. We're not sure. We're still figuring it out.
That'd be dope. I would definitely love to see Cranium.
For sure. I'll send you videos and say hi or whatever for the podcast. You want to edit it in.
Oh yeah, it's just like uh absolutely the same because like when I talked to Jack, because me and Jack were talking on the phone the other day,
Oh, okay.
uh I said I want to do the slam scene. He's all like this. What do you mean? I was like, I want to do the slam scene. He's all like this. You're gonna answer my question. What do you mean by the slam scene? I was like, you guys realize Cranium, Gorepot, all the Devourment never did headline tour like big tours like you see like Dying Fetus doing now
Right.
or like Aborted.
It's like
No.
falling in first is always headlining over Dying Fetus.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous because let's be
Yeah.
real. Ronnie Radke, if he gets triggered, he says a certain like he said the N word for God's sake. Over here, that's not okay.
Right. No, it's not. For sure, it's not okay.
And you're gonna promote a guy who's wanting to be canceled. That's not
Right.
that's a little sus. And
Yeah.
then
Like.
like how he called out Sans Sugabog.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And that was the wrong mistake because Devin said, you don't make fun of those dudes because A, they're potheads. For two, Devin benches his weight probably twice over. And
Uh.
he's like, he made a meme of like calling reverses to her and Sans
Uh.
Sugaba right underneath saying, I will fight you anywhere, anytime.
Oh, right. Oh, Devin's. Yeah. Oh. Ted Quisenberg is headlining though, right? Like.
They're doing headline tuners now.
Yeah. That's sick.
I think they did a tour like earlier this year, like in March and April. It was them
Right.
headlining Jesus Piece, Gag, and Peeling Flesh.
Right. Oh wait,
And
they're over Jesus Piece.
yep.
Okay. Oh, that's sick.
So
Wow.
it's absolutely insane seeing the tours we get sometimes. But Europe gets a good chunk of the slam scene we don't get.
Right, right. Like UK is pretty good. Germany's pretty good.
Oh yeah, for
Like
sure. Go
when I
ahead.
was in, do you know the story about with the Dark Prison Massacre and Ghetto Slug?
Uh-uh.
So the vocal is Mikhail. Yeah, so he outed saying Dark Prison Massacre ripped up their song. So it was like exactly the same riffs, exactly the same drums. So like, so it was a big thing. People shit on Dark Prison Massacre. So I went to China. I'm like, dude, why the fuck you rip off the Carlos Slug? I love them, but like, what you can't do is so blatant. They're like, we wrote a message around 10 years ago to Carlos Slug. It's an it's a cover song. It's a cover song. And for some reason, pathologically explicit, just put it in the album. And then they're like, no, we have no intention to release that song. And people are shitting us for no reason. I'm like, dude, okay, FaceTime. But they pick up. But otherwise, it would be spicy as hell. It'll be like the talk of the year, the 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 phone call of the year.
Oh yeah. So I don't think I have any more to talk about. I do have to get to work here soon now.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah,
Uh
enjoy.
we could stay in contact. I will have the interview probably up on Monday, US time, so I'll keep you up to date with everything.
For sure. Invite me on a collaboration post, whatever, Gorepot or whatever. Let's get it boosted.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I'll shoot hell every day.
Oh yeah, sure.